Welcome to Perception versus Reality, Sports and Culture. Please enjoy this PvR interview, like our Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Let me get into another question real quick, Jimmy. I want to redirect you somewhere else. Now, so you graduated from industrial technology. Your football experience was okay. You made it to a SWAC championship. You were in a couple of bowl games with Memphis, so you received a few rings with Memphis. And it seemed like up until this point, life is going as expected. With your parents, the way they raised you, in the direction you should go. You pledged Kappa, which is a good thing. You didn't go that Q Dog way or that Sigma way or that Alpha way. You went
Right.
Crimson and Cream all the way, so that's a good thing. Now, once you graduated, what did you do after that? What was the next steps in life? I know you, and just from my understanding, you started a business. Is that correct?
Yeah, what happened was when I graduated December '08.
Yeah.
And if you can remember, around '09 is when the little recession hit.
Yeah.
So I had two job offers. One was Foster and Wheeler in Houston,
Yeah.
and one was FedEx in Memphis.
Okay.
But when there was recession, they was offering people to take a severance pay. So then my job offers, it went away.
Yeah.
So I ended up working for GMAC Financial in Little Rock. And I did that for 2 years.
Okay.
And I got tired of sitting at the computer all day.
Yeah.
Dealing with people who through that whole process of they lost their jobs, and you want me to go tell these folks, you want me to talk to them and get their vehicles picked up.
Mm-hmm.
And you want me to be brutal, pay $2,000 or else. And I'm like, man, these folks lost their job. Like, it's real.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
So, I ended up leaving there for 2 years. And, my family here, we had the restaurant going on, Uncle Bill Houses. So I started working with him with building the houses and running a restaurant.
Okay.
Then my dad wanted to start a nonprofit here.
Okay.
He wanted to open up a mercy home for foster kids.
Yeah.
Boom. We started doing that. We had a foster home in 2011. We opened that up. We started with one foster home. And we done grew now to where we have 5 different homes. We have 5 different homes.
Okay.
We have a feeding program where we feed in 5 different cities.
Okay.
We also got a prevention grant, which Region 12 prevention is located in 5 different counties. So I'm over all those counties, and it's dealing with, preventing youth and with alcohol and drugs and, trying to change that whole thing around with our kids right now.
Gotcha.
So, we do that. We do a summer camp every summer. And what's crazy, we charge, just to give the kids something to do, because it's nothing to do, we charge $50 for a whole summer. The most we got last summer was $75, and it's from June to a week before school starts, which is unheard of.
Wow. Okay. Dang, that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty. See, I didn't know it was that big. I thought you was running one house, and I thought your business had 1 or 2 houses in Pine Bluff, but because my mother worked there with you guys for a while, and my wife is best friends with Tanisha, and Tanisha, is one of your top. From what I understand, she's one of your top people. Work there, one of your directors. Yeah, exactly. So she's really good, what I'm saying? She's good, yeah. So yeah, but that's a lot better than what I thought, man. That's big. And anybody listening to this, if you have, children during the summer, I'm gonna tell my sister about this. Go over, they have a summer camp anywhere from $50 to $75 for the whole summer. Here in Texas, I looked at putting my daughter into a summer camp, it was $275 a month. A month, no joke, and that was a cheap one. So if you're hearing this and you're listening to this interview, contact Jermaine, and I'll put his contact information in the description, and figure out what's about this program. You can put your kids in it. These are good people. They train them, and he has excellent people working over there with him. I know him personally. So that's good, Jermaine. I didn't know you were doing that much, man. You and your dad are doing a good thing, dude. So let's get into the meat of this. One thing that I like that you're doing, and you just started advertising here on Facebook the last few weeks, is the NBA Elite Fitness. I think this is great, man. When I was coming up, I wish there was someone doing this where I could have improved myself and maybe entered college
Mm-hmm.
as a better player, a more fit player. When I just to give you an idea, in Pine Bluff, I was one of the top athletes my senior year, and made all region, all conference, honorable mention, all state, and and I never lift weights. At Dollarway, we had a weight training program, but I never lift weights. My first year at UAPB, I think I could barely lift 170 pounds, and I was coming in to play slot receiver and kick and punt return, and I couldn't lift 170 pounds. And it wasn't until my sophomore year that I was able to bench 2.25, like 7 or 8 times, because I was embarrassed. So I worked my ass off the whole year to get in shape and get better fit when it comes to weightlifting and training your body. With that being said, give me this training program. Tell me, what are you doing, and what made you start this training program?
Okay, with the training program, and I'm gonna tell you it was crazy. I just kind of just fell into place. And when I was doing the training programs, Martell Mallett used to, come home. He went to the league doing that. He used to come home. We go work out together.
Yeah.
And so we work out, and one of us gonna got like all these little classes, like. And people think this is silly, bro. They have like body pump fast, a little step where you step on a little stepper and do all that.
Yeah.
So me and Mallett used to train. I used to have Mallett doing them classes. And he was like, man, why are we doing these step classes? I'm like, bro, it's footwork. You play running back. You gotta have feet work. And so we get to training stuff. Mallett was like, man, you know what? He's like, bro, you got a knack for this, bro. Like, why don't you just do it? And I'm down like, bro, I ain't about to, he's like, no, I'm serious, bro. Like, you know what you're doing. It just come natural. So I had a cousin in high school at the time, played with Pine Bluff High, so I ended up working with him and a couple other kids. And, it brought us homeboys along. You know how they go along. You got the kids, you working and training them. So it went from that till I ended up meeting, I met Beasley one day. I forget how, I think my cousin Marcus. Marcus Adams. You know Marcus.
I know Marcus, coach at Watson Chapel, yeah.
Yeah, so he told me about it. Me and Beasley were talking. I'm like, well, Beasley, I'm trying to help you get out of here. And this was like in his sophomore year. I started working with Beasley, and he introduced me to Skelton. So me and Skelton, was rapping, and he was like, man, I want you to train me. I want some help. So it ended up being him. It was Skelton, Beasley, and Trey Cole. I met Trey playing 7-on-7. He was in Washington Chapel.
Okay.
So them the guys I started out with. Those guys. And one more, Kevin Brown. Kevin played basketball.
Okay.
I started training those guys, just for free for myself, just helping these guys out.
Yeah.
And it went from, I was training guys. Some days, man, we was going 3 times a day, and a lot of people don't even know that. Well, we'll go morning, we'll go noon. They call me, what you doing? We'll go noon. They'll go to practice doing or something. After that, we'll go that night. Putting the work in. And this, it wasn't nobody coming and say, hey, man, you working with these kids. Let me put this money in your pocket. Or let me help you out. Let me donate this. Let me give you that. There was none of that going on.
Yeah.
I just seen that we had too many athletes in the city, and they're not going nowhere. They're not getting these looks.
Yeah, exactly.
Not at all. I took those boys to a football camp at LSU. LSU wanted Beasley to come. Gassed up the truck, took them boys down there. They went down and put on, and we was going for one day. I was going to take them 3 camps in 3 days. After LSU seen them, said, hey, I want y'all to stay the whole week. It's all on us. We paying for everybody.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. They're going to stay here then. And so after dealing with them, I started getting other boys coming along. And for probably, no talk, 2 to 3 years, bro, I had right now, I probably got like 30 boys. It's about 30 in college.
Yeah.
And all the boys that I had around that time, it's about 50 or 60. I trained all of them for free.
Oh, wow. Okay.
About 3 years, bro. Not a dime.
So you was just
You
giving
know,
your own time at the. You was giving your own
yeah,
time.
give my own time. Like
That's
if I
dope.
wasn't
That's
working,
dope.
you know, I was working with them.
Yeah.
You know, and it gets to the sense to where you become like a father figure to some of the boys. Because the boys would call me, hey, and I'm broke. You know, I'm hungry. I need some money. You know, hey man, look, rate these leagues, bro. I'm not just gonna give you money, but I'm gonna show you how to work for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you find yourself in a position to where you give them advice and you guide them in the right direction. And you know, you look up, you got a house full of boys, you know, sitting in your living room all the time.
Yo.
And what I seen, what really made me want to do it, bro, is, for example, you know, and this just the elephant in the room. Pine Bluff High goes to state almost every year.
Absolutely.
Close to it, go to state.
Yeah.
Now, that means you got athletes coming out, and everybody knows there's a bunch of athletes. Dollaway got a bunch of athletes.
Yeah.
Chopper got a bunch of athletes. How many people are going to college?
Not a lot of them.
It's not a lot.
Yeah.
And I tell my kids this all the time. And I said, you break it down, and it's recent. I said, bro, you done had more players out of Dollaway go D1 than Pine Bluff High. They were like, no. I'm like, name them then.
You right about that, because you got Dollaway through a time period, Jermaine. You had Jasper Johnson go D1, you had Jesse Grandy and Ferb Allen go D1, you had KB and Anto, you had Gurley, you had Booker Mays, you had the Murphy kid that's lightning fast. That I think they said he ran like a 4.2, 4.3. You had Kevin Williams' son. I can't think of it. I know he's Williams. He played running back.
Yeah, he from UAPB.
Yeah, played UAPB D1. You know, so yeah, you're right. You had a lot of them boys to go D1, and it's more than that. You know, I just can't think of them right now. It's more than that.
And I tell my kids, I'm like, you have more D1. Chopper, well, I said they have more college players because you got kids from Chopper that's going some D1, D2, D3, but they're in college playing ball.
Yeah.
And the Pine Bluff High stereotype, man. Some people are like, man, why you got a Pine Bluff High? I said, because if you look at the athletes, and people be like, oh, man, what happened to so-and-so? Oh, he in jail law. Oh, what happened to so-and-so? Oh, he works over at Tyson.
Yeah.
Why? Because these boys, look up, they don't have the ACT scores.
Exactly.
They don't have the grade. They're not being put in that position.
Nope.
And bro, this 2000, now I can take you back to 2000 when I was in high school. They brought all of us in a room my sophomore year. If you plan on playing high school sports, this is the plan we got for you. Your junior year, you start taking ACT. I took ACT 4 times.
Yeah.
They said you can either take it 1 and get your score, or you got to take it 4. We're going to give you the date, and you must go. The athletes had ACT training themselves. We had grade checks. Every 2 weeks, you had grade checks.
Yep.
Every 4 weeks was your main check. If you did not have a GPA in that 4 weeks, you were suspended to the next grade check.
I've always said that in Pine Bluff that they didn't care enough about the athlete. That's just my opinion. Because just like you just said that, right? You started taking the ACT your senior year. Your junior year. I took the ACT my first time my senior year. And I took the free one. They give you a free, you could take it free the first time. I took it free the first time, and then after that, I think my dad paid for it. I think I took it 2 or 3 times just so I can get the score I needed. But it's one of those things where, I never took a class, never trained for it, never received a book. I just showed up after a Kappa League party and took the damn test. out all night at the Kappa League party, go home, sleep from 3 to 5, get up, be at the I'm at the cafeteria at 7 o'clock in the morning. Coach Cherry handed me a test. Never took any courses, never took a class. No one ever gave me a book to study. Just cold turkey. And I was an athlete that could have potentially been a D2 athlete at that time. No one knew I was going to be able to get a scholarship to a Division I AA school. Everybody assumed I would either be JUCO or D2 or D3. But still, I need to be prepared with the ACT. And luckily, my grades was always pretty good because I wasn't going to take bad grades in the house. My dad would have kicked my ass. So I had to, stay on top of that. But think about the guys whose parents really didn't give a damn, and they're great athletes. And no one's telling me that. So
it's going on still. Like, they're not investing in their kids.
Yeah.
And and I just say not only kids, the community as a whole, because it's a lot of people that do a lot of they want to brag on themselves. When
Yeah.
the kid do good, they want to say, oh, yeah, I used to coach him. Oh, I did this and this. Oh, I did this. But as soon as the kid do bad, they say this. Oh, man, I knew he was like that. I knew he was going to be like that. As a kid, I knew that. How'd you know that?
Exactly.
If you knew that, then why'd you help me?
Exactly.
That's the one thing I hate, like, even the situation with Beasley. Yeah.
I hated that, man. I read that, and I don't have any updates on it, but that hurt my heart because even here, I'm living here in Texas, and at the time I think I was living in St. Louis, and I was following Beasley and Skelton. I'm like, man, these boys from Pine Bluff High are badass. They won the state championships as junior, seniors, and when I heard what happened with that kid, oh, that broke my heart because I'm like, wow, like you looking at this kid and said all the potential and everything that you had. And I don't know so if his family listened to this, I don't know what's going on. I'm just talking about what I read in the Pine Bluff commercial. And that shit was bad, and I was hoping like hell that he would eventually get out, but I haven't heard anything else about it.
What's crazy, bro? And he's been in my house all the time. Me, Webb, too. Webb helped out with him. And it's my thing, bro. If you have athletes in the small community that we're in, it's like you said, it takes a village to raise a kid. We was kids. If you walk down the street and you did something wrong down the street, you either got to whoop by your neighbor.
Yeah.
The other neighbor might catch you, and by the time you get home, then I already called to the house and said what you did down the street.
Exactly.
But it's here. It's so much stuff going on, and people not taking their hands and say, "Hey, I know you, man. Stay out of trouble. Hey, man, go on to the house." Yeah. Nobody's doing that. When Beasley was in school, bro. Matter of fact, Tim Scott was in school. Tim just called me all the time. Hey, Jermaine, come up here, man. This is this.
Yeah.
David, this might go to class and check on these boys. I popped them in their class. And it was a couple of times David got in trouble. And David got in trouble, instead of saying, you know what, David in trouble, you got to do X, Y, and Z. You know what? We told coach about him. Okay, so what happened? Coach got him off the hook. So you got him off the hook because you needed him?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why you got him off the hook?
Yep.
And that's one of the things I used to tell him, like, bro, you're not an ordinary kid. And these kids here don't understand that. And the parents just think that, my kid is good, he can go do X, Y, Z. And whatever the head coach in school tell me, that's what I'm going to go with. No, you got to educate yourself. You can't let your kid, like my thing is, I don't want my kids having cell phones. People tell them time, they need to have cell phones. Why? Why my kid need a cell phone? Anywhere I take my kid to, I'm heavily involved in my kid's life. But anywhere I take my kid to, somebody has a phone there.
Exactly.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to drop you off. I'm going to be there to pick you up.
Yep.
If you're at school, why do you need a phone during school? That's a distraction. But these kids are getting these phones and getting on social media and posting whatever, posting pictures, doing whatever. Once it's out there, you can't get it back.
Exactly.
And that was one thing that LSU backed off David. They looked at his stuff on Twitter and like, hey,
I was
man,
wondering why he didn't get more, why he was signing with Louisiana. Was it Monroe or somewhere like this?
Louisiana Tech, man, and I'm gonna tell you, this.
And I was thinking when I was looking at his talent, Jermaine, I was like, that kid is like a Florida State, LSU, Alabama talent. What he looked like? He was like maybe 6'2", and could play 6'1".
They probably about 6'3".
Dang. Okay. So yeah, because I knew Skelton was good. And you could tell Skelton was good. But when I looked at David, it was almost like he's Basia. You know what I'm saying? And not saying he's as good as Basia, because I know people would kill me once they hear this. But I'm saying I saw that in him. Although Skelton was great, it was like Beasley was a beast also, and you could tell. Like I said, if Skelton wanted to change his positions and play cornerback, I felt like a D1 team would have signed him. Arkansas, Memphis, somewhere like a big school. But if he was gonna play quarterback, I knew they were going to ask him, like, hey, we don't want you to play. Because they did it to Kevin Williams. Kevin Williams went through the same thing. So I knew they was going to do. But Beasley, with him playing defensive back and receiver and looking at his talent and his body, I knew, like, man, that's a D1. That's like a LSU kid. That's a SEC kid,
Bro, the talent he had, bro, I got, like, tons of film just training him when he was at LSU. The stuff that he did, bro, he can sit down for a whole month, not do nothing, come on the field and do some incredible stuff, and you'll be like, man, I don't know where this kid just do that. Like, he really, like, real talk, bro. Every football player ever ran against, bro. He the most talented athlete I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
In
That's
person,
good.
bro. Like,
That's
he's talented, bro. LSU wanted him bad. He had schools that wanted him, bro. It was in his inbox, but he didn't know how to talk to the schools.
Yeah.
It was sitting on Twitter. He didn't know how to respond to the schools.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's something that we slack off because, like, for example, in the schools, you know, if you go to Pine Bluff High, they call it the East Side High. Yeah. You know, there ain't no reason to sugarcoat it. Pine Bluff High is out.
So they call Pine Bluff High East Side High. I didn't know that. That's new to me.
Yeah, the school's out of hand, to be honest. I don't, you know.
That's why I had to get my daughter out of there. I heard the same thing. And she, you know, I would talk to my daughter and she would tell me things that was going on at Jack Roby when she was there. And it just would make my skin crawl.
Man,
I contacted her mother and I said, hey, you know, like, let's figure this thing out. Let's work something out because I want to put her in the best position to win. And in the district I live here, I live like in the Keller area, and they have the top 10 schools, high schools in the whole state of Texas.
I heard about that. That's when we played the game at.
Exactly. And I said, man, we have good schools here. She could get in technology programs. She could do everything. Let's do the right thing for her. I know it's going to hurt you because you want her there with you, but at the same time, we got to do what's right for the kid because she only has one life. And if we leave her in Jack Roby and in Pine Bluff High and she's sneaking off with some little boy, she end up pregnant or she end up doing something. And I'm not saying that can't happen here. What I'm saying is,
but there's more the chances are higher.
Yes, exactly. The probability is higher. That's not me shitting on Pine Bluff High. That's just me. What my daughter.
It's just being honest. You gotta be honest with this.
Exactly. Absolutely. But go ahead. What you were saying, man. Sorry.
But you gotta be honest. Like, even I got boys at Jack Roby. I see that stuff going on. Like, videos. I talk to my boys and I didn't get videos of fights. You know. Girls talking about X, Y, and Z to these boys, and they saying stuff, and I'm like, man, y'all enjoy the high.
Yeah.
But there has to be something, you know, that we got to tackle this thing all the way around, from the parents, the schools, the coaches, the whole community, bro. Bro, it was crazy. 3 years in a row, for example, like, you know, with this traveling football team that we get, 3 years in a row, bro, I just sat down with coaches to create one traveling team out the city, bro.
Yeah.
And it's not been done yet because of egos.
Yeah, I agree.
Not for the purpose of the kid and doing it for the kids, egos. Because there's a lot of people that's doing stuff saying, oh man, I did this and we won this game. Okay, cool. So what you doing for the kid outside of this? Are you gonna help keep them out the streets? Because now the kids down here, they shooting and killing in high school. Some in junior high. So it's kind of like our traveling team. You know, we didn't call a lot of slack because, you know, people, it's the thing is about our traveling team, bro, and you didn't come to support us at our games, bro, and I appreciate that. And
I've donated to y'all sites, donated to y'all players. I try to do what I can, you know, because I'm not in Pine Bluff anymore. And I don't come back out as much as I should, and I hate that shit. You know, it's with the job that I'm working, it's like I'm in a position with my company where I have to be always on. I have to be always available. And so whenever I see one of your whenever I see one of your players post like, hey, we're traveling, we need this amount of money, I'm like, hey, let me throw $50 in. And then if I look up in 2 weeks, like what I'll do is if you have, let's say, I think one of your parents posted like a fundraiser and it was like $2,000 or something like that, I'll throw 50 in there. And then I'll wait to see if everybody else is going to, you know, donate. And then I'll come back and say, okay, they still like 300 short. Okay, let me throw another 25, 30 in there. So I try to do that, you know, to help. Like, I think.
Yeah, with the youth program, what we have is, I main thing, we're trying to get these kids exposure because kids are getting off of scholarships early. And a lot of kids in the Bluff, they're not being exposed to what's going on in Texas and Florida and everywhere else.
Yeah.
So, you know, with our travel team, it's composed like me, you got Billy Lee, you got Marcus Bowden, You got dude named KT Turner. He's out of Benville. Okay. I mean Bryant. Oh, yeah, Ben. Yeah, it's all right there. Ben Bryant area. You got Will. You got Greg. You got who else is good? We got dude named Kennedy from Little Rock.
Yeah.
We got J Rock. He went to Chapel. I thought Miss Skill.
So let me ask you something real quick. So y'all you guys pull players out of Little Rock also. You don't. Your players are not just from Jefferson County. They from Little Rock.
Yeah, we got kids from Monticello, Warren.
Okay.
Ryan, Little Rock.
Okay.
And it started all with just the kids here.
Yeah.
But we got people. Man, what's crazy? We got people driving Monticello to practice.
Oh wow.
We have practice.
Yeah.
And with this program, we take kids, we travel, we try to get these kids exposure. And a lot of people don't realize this. Bro, we didn't, for years, we didn't charge a fee to play.
Yeah.
No fee. We buying jerseys, helmets. We had after school tutoring. We still got it going on where we pick the kids up from school for free, and I have a tutor set up for them to get tutored. And, we doing that, and the thing about that, man, we actually, we barely ask for support. We try not to, because we know how it is around here. But, we ask for support, bro. You'd be amazed how many people come to a game.
Yeah.
Bro, we have, the parents that do support us and help us out, they can. I appreciate it. We have some that, I tell them, hey, just come to a game. If you don't got the money, I understand.
Yeah.
And I got some hard-working parents that can't make it, but anytime they come, hey, Coach, man, what you need? If I don't got this, I can give this. If y'all need, I can give this. But man, when you look into the community...
I'm going to tell you something real quick, Jermaine. Sorry to cut you off. Keep your thought. You really have to support. You're gonna come here and not support. Like it's when I think. So if anybody out there and you're going to a game and they charge you $5, $10, $15 at the gate, and you going to somewhere in Little Rock, Razorback Pizza somewhere, and you spending $50 on a meal, you can't do that to support, because the money go to the kids. The money is to support the kids. Yeah. So just remember that. But go ahead with what you were saying.
So better than that, you got people that spend $200 on some hair or $200 on Jordans.
Yeah.
But it's different. Like I said, the kid, everybody know when you playing football, ain't nothing like looking in the stands and seeing your mama or your cousin or somebody in the bleachers.
Absolutely.
We've been in some games, bro, and we look in the bleacher, bro. It probably be like 5 people.
Wow.
And the kid, like, what my folks said, we didn't travel to some games, bro, to where, and our requirement, we go on a trip, bro, we'll tell the kids, hey, just, $35, you bring $35. We're going to take care of transportation, gas, food, hotel, everything.
Yeah.
We got some people that don't got it, and we understand, we talk to them. I got some that blatantly see the kid and tell us, y'all want to come get them.
Yeah.
I'm not dropping them off. I ain't giving them no money. And we had kids call us crying because they want to go. And, we got to take their words. Like, man, come on, we got you, bro.
Yeah. Because that is money.
But
you got to rent a van or a bus, and you got to get hotel rooms, and you got to get food for all the kids. That's a lot of money you're dealing with. So
bro, we done been in some fields, bro, we was flat foot broke. Like, man, how we going to get back? We spent all our money on food, getting the kids here.
Yep.
The Lord made a way, but it's just like the community has to get involved. That's my biggest issue, bro.
Yeah, and I think, and just as a like a recommendation, do you guys have like a year-round like GoFundMe just to prepare you guys for the next year? Like, just never close it down. Just set up some type of fund where people could just give whenever they have, Especially this time when people get income tax, maybe they can throw $100 in, or throw $20 in, just something like that. Because if you had something like that, hell, every blue moon I give you a couple of bucks. You know, and that's money that you have.
Yeah.
Then when you have something coming up, you do a hard fundraiser for that trip, you know, but you still got money, you still have money sitting here in reserve from your soft fundraising for the rest of the
Right.
for most of the year. So it's just little things like that. But yeah, you were saying that you guys sometimes it's a struggle to get to the games and back.
Yeah. So, you know, that's what we working on now, trying to get, you know, some more fundraising program to get these, you know, these kids out of here. I'm really focused on now, you know, trying to get all the kids in the city up out of here. You know, a lot of people look at that like my 12-year-old group.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, oh man, all y'all care about y'all 12-year-olds, y'all 12. Like, people understand to an extent, it ain't the fact that that's all we care about. These folks are nationally ranked.
Mm-hmm.
So with you being nationally ranked, you know, if they tell you, you got to over here and that group needs to be there, you know, you got to go.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the thing like our 12-year-old group. I ain't just we care about our 12-year-old group, but if we got a nationally ranked team, you can't just sit at home every day and think these people still.
Oh. Go ahead, Jermaine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think people still going to keep their ranking, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So how is your program? Who governs the program? Like, is there a commissioner? Are you guys under one umbrella, like nationwide, or you know, like if you're in Little League, you connected to all the Little League teams in the United States. If you're in Cal Ripken, you connected to all the Cal Ripken leagues and Pop Warner. What kind of program are you guys under?
We did AAU, and what they're doing now is, what we do with youth leagues now, they actually have like the rankings out of, you know, Pop Warner, AAU, like all the youth leagues.
Okay.
And we did AAU here, but, you know, we was kicked out because the truth matter is nobody could beat us, though.
Okay, gotcha.
We put up 300 points, nobody scored on us.
Wow. You guys are pretty good from what I saw. Watching 12-year-old kids, you know, run an offense the way you guys are running here. We were lining up in the wishbone or either the I running sweet right, sweet left, quickie dive, power right. You know, you guys out there.
Man, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, quickie.
Yeah, that was the own purpose with that, bro. It's like if we get the high school kids and we know we're teaching them. Now we're like, you know what? Let's go down a little bit younger and start teaching them the stuff they need to know going to high school.
Yeah.
So now you're a step ahead of the game because it's being taught everywhere. You in Texas, you seeing it every day down there.
Exactly.
These kids are in training programs. They're doing all the extra to get those intangibles that you need. So we're like, shoot, we need to teach it to our kids down here.
See, right now,
yeah,
the difference
right now.
Exactly, and the difference I see, you know, Neely and I attended the state championship game, and I attended the state championship game a few years ago when Kyler Murray, who the Heisman Trophy winner this year, played in the state championship. And it's just a different level, and you can see it. You know, Arkansas players are good individually, but when you talk about programs and training, as you were speaking of, it's a different level. So I'm hoping with what you guys are doing now, and you're training these kids at a young age, 7-on-7. How many games you guys play? Like 15, 16 games this year? Like your 12-year-old team?
Man, like no lie, bro. But we played. We probably played over 40 games.
40 games. And so those kids are getting it. Go ahead. You was in what league?
We was doing tournaments.
Yeah.
So we'll play. This is our crazy schedule, and people don't understand this. We might play in a tournament, come back the next week, play a game on Little Rock, turn around, go to Dallas to play the top-ranked team out of Houston on a Sunday, and turn around, come back, got a kid in school by Monday.
Exactly. So that's what I'm thinking of, Jermaine. I'm thinking that with what you guys are doing now, and it seemed like this really started to crank up maybe 3 to 4 years ago from what I've seen on social media. I can see the next group of kids, like the next generation of children, being able to compete with Texas teams because they're going to have this level of training starting out at a young age versus when we were coming up, you played your 5 or 6 games and then boom, you went to basketball. You played basketball.
Yeah.
And then you played your 18 games in basketball, and then you might play AAU. I played AAU a couple of years, but then I went to baseball, and I played my games in baseball. Where I'm watching what you guys are doing with these kids, you training them, you teaching them how to pass, you teaching them how to run the correct routes, you teaching them blocking schemes. I mean, when you watch Texas ball and you look at Arkansas ball from the last 30, 40 years, so to say. Ooh. Even right. Going back to when we played, it's a whole different level down here. But I think you guys are going to close that gap here in the next 10 years with what you're doing. Because not only are you doing it, you have Reggie Swin doing it. Reggie Swin in Little Rock, he's doing the same thing. So a lot of people are doing this, in Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah, Reggie doing it. I give him that. Even though he put us out, we beat the brakes off them. But
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I know you going back and forth with him one time.
Yeah,
but
that L 3 times and donut.
And I know some parents that might listen to this will want to know. Okay, my kid is playing anywhere between 25, 30, 40 games a year. You're playing football. What steps do you guys take to make sure that the kids are safe? Because that's quite a few games to play, on the kid body.
Yeah.
Are you guys afraid that maybe the amount of games you're playing are going to wear down the kids, or have you guys, really looked at it and said, no, they're not hitting as hard, the games are not as vicious as their age, where they can play.
And that's what it gets into, bro.
Yeah.
That's what we done had some games to where we monitor the kids. Like, a lot of people don't see that.
Yeah.
We get back to the hotel, our kids taking ice baths.
Yeah.
You take an ice bath. You come out here limping. I'm going to tell the kids, now what's wrong too? No, you have to sit down. You're not playing today.
Okay.
I done take kids out. And why can't I play? I'm not going to put you at risk. But the reason we're going to play some of the games because we had some games to where after the first quarter, it was over with.
Oh, so they have a mercy rule?
No, we just put a mercy rule in. If you playing a team and we look up, we got 30, 40 in the first half. I'm taking everybody off the bench. Like, hey, let's just call your own plays.
Okay.
Or call your plays and you just run it.
That makes sense.
And we'll do it that way. That's something but if we're in some hard fought games, we're not looking to play that many games. But we're in some games to where it's 50-0. It's 45-0.
Okay.
I'm pulling starters out like, hey, y'all chill out. Y'all just relax.
Gotcha.
We ain't trying to be cocky now, but the nature of the
that's
game,
the right thing to do because then you can rest. You can rest within the game. It's like you hear LeBron and Kobe say that. They asked LeBron and Kobe like, how did you guys play so many years at a high level? And both guys say, hey, I learned how to rest within the game. A good safety plan around making sure these kids are good to go. Game after game. So that's a good thing. That's the only thing that really concerned me because when I see 20 to 30 games, I'm like, man, that's a lot of games in 1 year for a 12, 13-year-old,
Yeah, but our main thing is, we're going to rehab. We all play ball and, we introducing our kids to, ice tubs. The kids will tell you, I get on the quick, man. I don't do all those eating hot Takis and drinking pops and, So now, man, you need to drink some water. Stop eating all that junk food, eat some food. They tell you, I get them quick.
Exactly.
Nah, Coach, I ain't eating you go in the gas station, what's all that you get? Nope.
Nutrition is so important, and that's good.
That's very important.
Nutrition is so important. I want to ask you one more thing about this topic right here with the youth programs. What things do you think over the next? What do you see in the future for this program? Like, what do you foresee for Pine Bluff as far as athletes, this program growth, and what are we going to see out of high school players in the next 5 to 6 years coming out of your program?
I say what I'm working on now is trying to bring these coaches together.
Okay.
And try to get everybody on board where we're working together. Now, as far as we're going against each other, you got this team, you got this team, we're against each other. No, like, okay, you got your team, you got this team. But, if we want to take a team from Pine Bluff and the surrounding areas on the road, we have everybody's support. Like, hey, you can coach that age group, you coach that age group, and we all going as one.
Yeah.
Like Memphis did that. The one the red, they had one team from the city of Memphis.
Yep.
And that's why I try to get us to be. But it's a lot of talent that's coming up in this next 5 to 6 years in Pine Bluff. And all these kids, man, if I can, and I'm trying to help these kids, go to this summer. I plan on kids going to camp. We got 20 kids that got picked for an all-star game in Myrtle Beach.
Oh wow, yeah.
So they going in June. So we just trying to help these kids, teach them things about the ACT, pushing these kids out. 5 to 6 years, bro. I want a lot of these kids to be able to sit down and say, sign a day. Just like you see it in Texas, 13, 14 boys signing to a college.
Sitting down, signing to colleges. Yep, that's beautiful.
And I'm just sports related. If you can sit there and tell me, you can sit there and say, hey, it's sign a day. I just signed 4 years. I got an academic scholarship paid for. Mm-hmm. I want a kid to get an academic scholarship before you can get a football scholarship.
Exactly.
That speaks volume when you have the education and you can do sports because it's life after sports.
Exactly. Have you ever thought about with what you're doing? Because you're doing some great things here. You have your NBA elite training program where you train athletes, fitness, nutrition. You're getting their bodies ready to be able to withstand, the season-long damage that they're going to take as far as taking hits and wearing down your body. Then you got the youth program, so you're working on the youth. You got the kids, and you're getting them from a young age, so they respect you. The parents respect you. The parents know you. Have you ever thought about adding an educational part to that? Maybe partnering up with some teachers. That would be the educational part, and that's just me talking, and maybe you've looked into it. And
you absolutely right on that. That's one thing. Like I put a post out probably a couple weeks ago trying to get, I'm looking for ACT tutors and people that want to train and, train these kids and help them out.
Yeah.
And, one thing about it, we have the after school tutor. We got boys that are coming to them, but we got some boys that are pick and choose. Like, I ain't gonna go today. Now that shouldn't be an option. You're coming.
Yeah, exactly.
But a lot of people I done talked to, bro, like, I done have people. I charge $40 an hour. I charge. And you just can't volunteer none of your time towards these kids.
Exactly. That's what you're gonna need. Exactly.
Brian Cal, he started a basketball league.
Yeah, YBA. Him and Lucas Armstrong. Yeah, Lucas, my boy.
Right, and I talk to B Cal all the time, and we pretty much putting our heads together and we're trying to attack this, as a whole. Yeah. He got basketball, we do football, we're trying to do baseball, and we're trying to take these kids and all these programs. Hey, look, we got tutoring over to this place. Y'all over it. Man, really, bro, I'm gonna tell you something we really talked about, bro. We really want to get into what we start coaching as far as like high schools and stuff like that. We got a few charter schools here, but I just can't teach school. I can't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I coach high school team, but I can't teach school.
Yeah.
If I get a high school job, it's over with. All the kids coming.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with what you're doing, you're headed in the right direction because eventually some of these kids are going to make it to a professional level. So then they could come back and say, hey, we want to help you with the program. Like, look at Skeleton. If Skeleton come back and talk to the kids in your program, man, that'd be huge for them just to see him come back, a guy that was tearing up the SWAC the last half of the season. There was one game that made it to the SWAC championship and was one game from the national championship, the Black College Football National Championship. So, you can't you can't put a price on that. But at the same time, if you can get it, like you have your cousin who's coaching high school at Watson Chapel, man, if you could get into high school, get into high school. But I love what you're doing now. I think they need to I think you need to continue to fundraise, and it, like you said, if you could get everybody to come together and say, let's have one program for Pine Bluff, that's where we could get all the funding. And if you're afraid your kid is not going to play, we could do 12-year A squad and B squad. Doing some great things, man. I like what you're doing. I'm not going to lie, and I hope anybody that listens to this over the next couple of months, as the podcast grow and I get a following, and I'm going to keep this interview up for as that. But what I want you to do before you get off here, before we end this interview, is just give out your social media information and just tell people where they can sign up and what dates you're going to be available for sign-ups for the Arkansas Rams and your training program.
Hey, I tell you the best thing to do, man. I answer my phone. I answer everybody's calls.
Yeah.
I can give you my number. Number is 870-489-2315. And call me anytime, text me or whatever.
Okay.
You want to email, my email is nbafitnesselite@gmail.com. My website is nbafitnesselite.com.
Okay.
Social media, that's all of it. Social media, NBA Fitness Elite, just Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. But main thing, anybody got any questions, they can call me. I'll answer the phone, text me. Text me, that's the quickest way.
Okay, cool. That's good, man. Hopefully we can help you get some more people in and signed up, and they can understand that this is to help them. Hopefully parents will listen to this, and not only will this program help your kid develop their body, develop their mind, and understand nutrition, but this will keep your kids out of trouble. Instead of them being out in the streets or doing something, they're with Jermaine and his team, and they're training and they're working hard so they can build towards a positive future. So with that said, man, appreciate you once again. Thanks for joining. This has been an interview from PvR Sports and Culture.
Thank you for listening to the PvR Sports Podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch new episodes and PvR clips. Like our Facebook page and share with your friends if you enjoyed this podcast. As we say in the South, catch you later.